Greetings, my friend. I am Walter the Jester, and today I'm going to play Blade and Sorcery Nomad Crystal Hunt on MetaQuest 3 and review it in the process. Blade and Sorcery title probably rings a bell to you, cause it's one of the most popular VR games of all time. But what are these Nomad and Crystal Hunt things, I hear you ask? Well, Nomad is a fantastic wordplay in my opinion, because it's a version of the game that runs on autonomous MetaQuest system, and therefore it goes wherever you take your set, just like a Nomad. Originally designed as a sandbox, it has a collection of maps featuring very detailed medieval fantasy environments, lots of weapons and armor that you can spawn and equip, a bunch of spells that you can cast, various types of human enemies, and control panels designed as books that let you choose which specific scenarios you want to play with all of that. Not to mention a shitload of mods from IRL firearms to lightsaber wielding Jedi, and crazy versatile physics engine that glues it all together and delivers the fun. It got me hooked for a while, but there's the thing with me and sandboxes. Once the novelty of it wears off, I immediately lose interest. And Nomad was no exception. But in the late 2024, a massive update brought my attention back to the game, and that was the Crystal Hunt. An extraction action type progression system, in which you go on missions hunting ancient artifacts, sell loot to buy new gear, and unlock access to boss fights that drop crystals that allow you to upgrade your skills and spells. It currently has no endgame, and to be fair, it's very unbalanced, and if you mainly upgrade your fighting and telekinetic skills, you can become overpowered very quickly, which was exactly what I did, of course. And needless to say, it's not a proper single-player campaign. It doesn't have cutscenes, dialogue, or proper characters, just pieces of lore scattered across the missions in form of notes, books, and tablets that you can read. Nevertheless, it was more than enough for me to keep me coming back time and time again. Maybe that's just the type of person that I am. Like, give me good gameplay and something to grind for, and I'll grind. It's just that simple. Today I'm not gonna touch the sandbox mod. Instead, the Crystal Hunt is going to be the 3-course meal that I will serve you in today's VR fine dining. So, without any further ado, let's dive right in. Welcome to Blade and Sorcery Nomad Crystal Hunt. What you're seeing now is a main hub area. And this house is just a small part of it. It's a really huge area that serves as an in-game menu for various functions. And that's why this map is coming really handy, because of how huge this area is. Sometimes you want to immerse yourself and walk by foot, to somewhere that you need to go, but sometimes you just want to teleport. And this map allows you to do just that. Let me show you my character. Look how handsome he is. Look how handsome he is, how nice. Look at this armor. Look at this equipment. Very nice. So, what do we have here? Is basically a spawn book that acts like a storage from which you can spawn any kind of equipment that you own. And you can even equip it right away. let's talk a little bit about the physics engine. Items have weight to them. You cannot just swing thing this big and have a willy-nilly. It's gonna be affected by gravity, so to swing something like this, you have to hold it with both of your hands. This is a rack in which you can place your weapons of choice. And I place here the things that I use most frequently. This game has a low-key the best full body simulation that I have ever experienced, and one of the best physics engines that I have ever seen. But to show you this in its full glory, unfortunately I have to curl up to some kind of fetal position, eyes placed directly at the level of my belly button, because of how the video recording works in VR. So the 180p that you are seeing is just a mere fraction of my FOV. Now you can see my hands, and now you probably don't, but I can. So you have just to trust me on that one. So this is the progression system of your skills and spells that I was talking about. These things are called crystal cores. This map shows you what particular cores you have upgraded and to which extent. And the beefier it looks, the more it is upgraded. This, for example, is a might crystal core. It is used to upgrade your fighting skills. This is the fire one. And this is the mind, which is essentially a telekinetic one. And when you place these crystal cores in these faucets, they make kind of a beautiful thing. So they show you these magical holograms that represent your skills. Each orbit represents a level of upgrade, and these things in the middle are your core skills in each level that are used, like you have to upgrade them first to then upgrade these ones. And look how they behave. The physics engine in this game is one of the best I've ever experienced. I keep repeating myself, but this is worth repeating. And they also play a piece of music when placed in these faucets. And each one plays its individual piece of music. And together, they make a tune. A really beautiful tune, I must say. So, as you can see, on some orbits, we have the skills in between. For example, one in between of mind and might. Temporal riposte. Yeah, this is a very imbalanced skill, to be honest. All you have to do is to block someone's strike, and that person immediately goes into slow motion. So, as I told you already, if you get like high-end might and mind skills, you're basically overpowered. You're like unstoppable. In hand-to-hand combat, 3 people can take on you and suck balls. So I have shown you my most beefed up crystal cores. I have a maxed out mind, might, and I have the second level of fire. And I have a basic lightning and gravity. Yeah, the doors are opened manually. Oh, some jank is going on. And for the purposes of immersion, I will walk menu. Yeah, this is your main hub. this is your main hub, really. So this is the house that we're in, and this is your kind of a main menu thing. And here we have a travel map. And now we're getting to the interesting part. The part in which I show you 3 main activities in this game. So, this map here represents a core gameplay loop. You have to go to the outposts to acquire an ancient map. And you have to acquire 3 of them to be able to enter the Dalgarian, which is basically a boss fight with a giant golem that varies from time to time. It's the same enemy, but a different set of weak points. It uses the different set of skills every time, so it doesn't become too repetitive. And to be honest, it is so epic that even if it was completely repetitive, I would enjoy it greatly time and time again. And if your equipment is not up to task to take on the enemy outposts, you can go and fight in the arenas, which are basically just waves of enemies that you have to fight off to gain some money, which you can then spend here at the Baron's Bounty. Come on, show me the Baron's Bounty. Best wares in Eridan. There is a pirate guy here that is really charismatic and he's selling equipment. Let's start with an outpost. As you can see, there are different flags that represent different factions that you can learn about in the lore pieces that are scattered across these missions. Outlaws, the Eye. I would go for the Eridan Kingdom by now. As you can see, I have all of 3 maps already, so I could basically just go to the Dalgarian and fight the boss. But for demonstration purposes, I will choose the longest outpost we have here to have more instruction to show you. Welcome to the outpost. Let's choose which kind of magic I wield with each of my hands. I prefer to do a fire in my left hand and lighting in my right hand. I don't like gravity that much, but I've seen, like, if you upgrade gravity to a certain extent, you can throw like a miniature black holes. So maybe I'll beef that up next. Okay, so as you can see, I have an axe and I have a shield with me. So let's go kill some enemies. This game has a dedicated crouch button, but I prefer to crouch manually here. What we can do right now is an interesting thing. We can rob her of her weapon and kill her with it. Stealth skills do much more damage than the regular kills, as they usually do in games. And now I have some extra X on me.
We go.
Okay, that didn't kill her. But I have a very imbalanced skill, and if I block her hit, she just freezes. So, yeah, this will be easy. Despite this being an outpost of higher difficulty, the Eridan Kingdom has nothing on me. Oh no.
Let's do this.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Wonderful. Fantastic. I have to say, some people refer to Blade and Sorcery as to a medieval fencing simulator, but I strongly disagree. Like, yeah, it can simulate fencing, but not in very realistic way because of some bottlenecks of physics engine. I have some experience in real life of a sword wielding. I am not in any way a professional swordsman, but I have some experience. I've done it as a hobby when I was much younger and much healthier than I am now. And I can tell you with confidence that it doesn't feel like fencing in real life. Because of one particular thing. If I try to swing as fast as I would in real life, the tracking just doesn't keep up and the hit can fail to register because of that. So you have to adjust yourself. You have to hit in more subtle, more slower slashing moves for hit to register correctly. The interesting thing is, I have asked people that don't have fencing experience in real life, and they haven't noticed this in any way. On the contrary, this felt very realistic to them, like it was very intuitive and realistic. And maybe I've noticed this thing only because of my real life experience. So, what I did just now is I have imbued my weapon with a fire spell that makes it pierce through armor as easily as you would with a Star Wars lightsaber. And as you can see, I frequently use slow motion, which is a skill that have like a time limit on it. And now I'm using telekinesis, slashing through everybody like a knife, like a hot knife through butter. So that is exactly what I was talking about when I said that the crystal hunt is very imbalanced. And you know, one more thing about the Outpost system. I wanted to grind some more. Like, I became powerful too quickly. I've unlocked all that I wanted to in a very limited time frame. And, like, to my understanding, the good idea would be to not make any outpost contain maps 100%. Like, I understand that this is not a Black Desert or Warframe, but I wanted to grind some more. One of the best things about this game is that every surface is climbable, but with a twist. You can hold on like this only to specific items like ropes and everything that have polygon edges. So if we have a flat wall like this without any crevices in it, as you can see, I'm trying to grab it and I'm failing. I have to find some polygon edge that would be sufficient enough to be grabbable. But despite these twists, this physics engine makes for a really good parkour and climbing. You know, while I'm reviewing progressively more and more physically demanding games, I'm thinking about switch to video essays entirely, because it becomes really hard to review such games on the go. But I'll try my best. Oh, come on. Off with your head! All right. For some reason, I'm really good with beheading today. Running in Blade and Sorcery works very interesting. You have to press forward on your stick, but at the same time, you have to do this kind of running movements with your hands to be able to do that. And I've tried playing room scale in areas that have way more space than my room. And running works in a very interesting way if you do that, because you can run with your legs, but unless you're doing this running movements, the game doesn't register you as running. And I figured this out because my running has a skill embedded in it that can push enemies away, like I'm a rhino that is charging or something like that. So, as you can see, a lot of climbing is required to get through certain places in the outposts. Oh, here you are. I will just hold your hand with telekinesis and you won't be any challenge to me. So you see how OP I am. This is crazy. Like, to overpower me, to overwhelm me, you need like several archers and sorcerers constantly throwing fireballs, shooting arrows at me. When I talked about very detailed medieval fantasy environments, I talked specifically about this. Look at this carpet. It could be just a carpet texture laying flat on the floor. But no, the Warp Frog, the developers, they take level design really seriously. Look how much geometry there is going on. Look how much like of this weird shit from medieval period that is completely interactive there is. I don't know how they managed to cram so much even into a MetaQuest version, especially considering technical limitations and bottlenecks and all that stuff. Like, it's mighty impressive. Whoa! A crystal, wonderful. And now I'm slightly confused about where do I... Oh, I go here. 100% I go here. No, this door won't open. Let's imbue our axe with fire. And take a shield. I feel like there's a lot of enemies going on in this particular area. Oh, you just refuse to die, do you? Burn! That signal you just heard means that I'm trapped in an arena fight. And I have to kill every single one of them to go through it. Let's take some enemies' weapons for a change. Oh no, an archer! To my class, so to say, archers and sorcerers are the worst types of enemies. But when I say class, I say it very loosely. Because initially, when I saw that progression system with crystal cores, I thought that it would be something like in the third Witcher, when you combine the skills that you're gonna use, and you can combine up to 3 skill trees. But I was wrong. In reality, it's more like in modern Bethesda games. You just upgrade whatever the hell you want indefinitely until you max everything out. And you can use whichever skills you want if you have upgraded them. Which, to my opinion, kind of subtracts from the experience, because it makes you so all-powerful. You can't just be like warrior, archer, mage hybrid and like do everything. And I think this would be way more interesting if you had to choose, if you had to build some kind of a particular class. And my playstyle is much more class-like than what developers originally have in mind, I think. Alright. Well, even that wasn't everybody. Okay. Here we go. Let's Darth Vader this motherfucker. With our telekinesis. What? What are you gonna do, girl? What are you gonna do? Oh, this is what you're gonna do. Really clever, actually. Someone is throwing fireballs at me. By the way, if the enemies look like they're about to give up, if they're throwing hands in the air and all that white flag stuff, don't believe them, because if there are any weapons on the ground, they will take them immediately and ambush your ass. So don't trust anyone here. Wow. I'm admiring time and time again how the holsters work, how the collisions work. Look, it makes sparks, and like my hand slightly recedes down when I strike on it. Like every weapon, it feels like it has weight to it. It's a very well developed system that is a blast to use. Oh, we have a crystal here as well. Wonderful. Fantastic. Always be on the lookout for the doors, because you can get your hands stuck in them, and this is so much fun. Alright. Really always look out for doors, because there can be loot chests behind it. Oh, do I go down there or do I go up? Yeah, this is one of my skills as well. If you jump and kick at the same time, you're making like a kung fu style flying move. Another door. Shit, I have to get away from my borders. They keep getting in the way. Okay. Do a barrel roll, do a barrel roll. All right, that's a cool move to do. This particular kind of figures that are valuable on the local market, you can sell them for money to buy new equipment. They remind me of a very particular candy that I believe originated in the Soviet Union. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe I didn't just see a chocolate Santa in my life. And I've only seen the chocolate Ded Moroz. And this looks exactly like chocolate Soviet Santa Claus. Right. Right, nothing of value here. Let's go back down. Alright, and this section looks very familiar to me. I believe I've completed this outpost. Yes, this is how the exit looks like. This was an outpost of 3rd level of complexity. Complexity affects both the difficulty of the enemies and number of interconnected rooms. The outpost architecture, like level design, functions in a very interesting way. It's like the same rooms, corridors, and open areas, but they, like, every time you enter an outpost, shit, I have a brain fart. So every time you enter the outpost, they are stitched together in a different way. So there is some amount of randomization to it, but the locations you visit always will be familiar. However, I'm frequently getting lost in the outposts. We are back home now. Let me show you the Baron's bounty now. I have enough loot to trade. I had to pause the recording because I had to pee. And look at this JoJo pose. This is beautiful. Just look at this character. What a handsome guy. What a handsome guy. Wonderful. Fantastic. Let's resume. Alright. So, we have a chest with our inventory in case we have to sell something that we have at home or in our storage. We have a map right here, so we can right off the bat go somewhere right from the store. And this is how the store looks like. It's very piratey, just like its owner and the only employee. Hello there yourself, handsome guy. This is how our inventory system looks like. And here we can see the stats. And as you can see, I value mobility more than anything else. Just like in any other kind of game, to be honest. And this button saves us a whole lot of time. We can just sell everything that is considered valuable. Alright. And let's buy some quick healing items. I fancy myself some good red apples. Very refreshing this summer.
An apple a day won't rot away.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. Exactly. Wow! Accident telekinesis. Very sorry for that. Not really. And let's look at the gear. As you can see, a very wide variety of weapons is on sale here. Even agricultural. Most of my weapons are already tier 4 though, so I don't have much to buy here. Maybe an extra dagger, by the way.
Ready to check out?
I don't think I have 2 tier 4 daggers. I think I own only one of them. And sometimes it's very pleasant to just go rogue. I definitely have one of... No, I have 2 of those. Yeah. They remind me of Diablo 2 Assassins. And let's make it 3, so I could throw one without hesitation. Different kinds of armor affect your stats differently. For example, we can take this one and look at inventory, so it shows us what are we looking at. This particular thing is very good for spell casting, but it affects mobility in negative ways, so it's not my jam. Basically, I already bought all the attire that I needed for my particular playstyle. So this is me just showing you what this game have to offer in terms of equipment. So let's buy it.
We got it here.
I want apples in my inventory stat immediately, and the daggers will automatically go to my storage when I leave the shop, so I don't have to carry them manually. Alright. What I want to show you next is the arena, and we will be fighting 3 waves of enemies. I'm thinking about doing something stupid. You see, I have this particular skill with a bow. Oh, it's the eye. No. There will be a lot of heavily armored people there, and it won't work. It just won't work. So, okay. I'll keep my gear for now. And let's go there. Everything is in place? Yes. Let's travel to the town square and fight the eye. Take a weapon or raise your fist to begin. Let's go fire, lightning once again, and clench your fists. Let's make some magic happen. I accidentally electrocuted myself. Alright. By the way, they are not as heavily armored as I anticipated. Maybe the heavy troops will come later. In the second or third wave, maybe. Oh, we have ourselves some sorcerer. A very annoying guy. Oh, here are the heavily armored. As you can see, another of my skills is when a projectile or a fireball or something like that passes by me, the time automatically slows so I could dodge more efficiently. No, you're not making that spell. You're not making that spell. Oh, he electrocuted me with the rapier. Alright, this one was easy. And here goes the Juggernaut Berserker. Motherfucker, alright. Let's imbue my weapon with fire. Let's kill him while he's tired. Alright. Like a knife through a butter. Very satisfying. Come on. You can spit fire embers from your sword as well. That's another fire upgrade. So you can just burn people down. Let's re-imbue to keep it powerful. Alright. I guess we'll just burn everybody. Shit, the borders. My room doesn't have enough room scale space for this kind of game. But I will persevere, nevertheless, or persevere. How do you pronounce it correctly? Please write it in the comments down below. I still don't know how to say it in the right way. Perseverance or perseverance. Well, these guys are tough. I better run. All right. You know, it's kind of a tough call. I have to concentrate on the fighting itself, on the talking, and on my position in my actual room. 3 things to hold in attention at all times. But I think I'm managing. Didn't break my arm or something yet. But as we Slavs say, it's not the evening yet. Everything might happen. Sword is not very efficient against the armor unless it's imbued with fire. So, let's not fuck spiders here and get a real weapon that helps against the armored knights. Just bash and beat them into their own armors. So, as you can see, the arena sections, arena missions, are pretty hardcore. And despite having an access to your inventory and healing items, you basically just don't have the necessary time to use them, because they're these beautiful ladies and gentlemen just keep on coming for your ass. So you have to think about your equipment that you take with you on such a mission. In terms of, you have only your actual HP bar your armor, and nothing more. Because you simply won't have the time to use anything. Come on, let's dance! Let's fucking dance! Alright. Well, that was wonderful, wasn't it? Physics are always messy, but they totally worth it. Because they can be so much fun. Oh no! I've lost my weapon completely! Alright, one down. One to go. Come on! Shit! I'm burning! Oh, she electrocuted herself. Wonderful. Thankfully, it wasn't me who got electrocuted. As you can see, enemies can wield spells such as yourself can wield, including fire embers from their swords, and gravity magic, and lighting magic. So, they're not just practice dummies. There is a real sense of danger here. And that's possibly why I love arena sessions more than the outposts lately. Like, I play way more arenas than I play outposts. Because it gives you that adrenaline, that edge. -1. All right. I think we're done here. Whew, that was sweaty. Yeah. My friend, if you own MetaQuest, you have to try this shit out. You have to. You just fucking have to. It's so much fun. Yeah, by the way, this thing on my wrist is showing me how much I have mana, stamina, all the things that allow me to cast spells, do skills, and also shows me my HP. But we don't need to heal. We can just head home, and the healing process will be done automatically. Nice, almost 1,000. I don't know what it is. 1,000 money. All right. Let's go. Travel map. Oh, wait a second. I have to bring back my blunt weapon, my knightly warpick. It will become really handy very shortly. I've promised you a 3-course meal, and we're about to hit the dessert. The Dalgarian. Let's go fight the boss and get ourselves some crystal core. Well, the road to the boss fight is long and bumpy ride, and we have to fight a bunch of common enemies along this bumpy ride as well. But when you see that sequence of acquiring the crystal core, you immediately understand why it worth all the hassle. Dude, look at these environments. You know, you should know by now I'm a fan of, first, detailed environments, and second, vast open spaces, huge giant structures, and Blade and Sorcery, Nomad, Crystal Hunt. This game just have it all. Or has it all. Oh, the gravity well. I love this weird mechanic. It doesn't serve any practical purpose really. It's just a transition between different sections of map. But... oh, completely forgot to get ready my fire spell. You're getting decimated. Alright, another one. Let's take some enemy props for a change. Wow. Look at this beautiful water effect. Looks really fancy. It lacks splashes though. By the way, all water is completely swimmable. We just didn't have the opportunity to really swim anywhere. Have to climb or jump my way back here. The boss level works more or less like the outposts do. I would draw a weird parallel. Do you remember the old, like, Need for Speed games? Like Hot Pursuit, Hot Pursuit 2, maybe Porsche Unleashed? Like the really old Need for Speed games. So there were the racing tracks, and there had slight variations to them. Like you can run the track backwards, and sometimes one path is blocked and another path is unblocked. So the randomized levels in Blade and Sorcery function more or less like that racing tracks from the old games. Can I destroy it? I think I've never tried. No, I don't think so. That's a shame. But this is not a game about destructible environments. It's a game about medieval fantasy violence. So, let's get to it, shall we? Sometimes physics work like this. I intended to grab him with both of my hands and do this kind of a wrestling move, like throw him. But it turned out even in more interesting way, I would argue. Right, can we destroy this? Yes! This one is destructible. This makes sense. Alright. Dude, get the fuck out of here. Oh no, no. I hate archers, especially the ones that are trying to electrocute me. Because electrocution caps your movement speed and denies you all the cool maneuvers that you can do. Oh, you prick, you're going for the legs. Smart one. Very smart AI. Right. Shit. By AI, I don't mean some kind of language models or anything like that. More like in a classical sense. Oh, they fancy too much lightning. Shit! Ugh. Bitch, you just made me burn! I'll cut you up. Wonderful. Thanks for freezing. It makes killing you way easier. Shit. Where is the fireball thrower? Oh, I'll get you for this. I'm so going to get you. You shit wizard! So, as you can see, Dalgarian can be pretty much hardcore, despite of how well you beefed up your skills and spells. It really can be very hardcore. Oh, what is this? A fucking D20? Alright, looks valuable to me. Oh, crystal. Wonderful, fantastic. I'm falling, I'm suddenly falling. Thankfully I can grab to the edges of whatever I'm falling from. Already used by what? By my sword. Okay, I don't want to lose my sword. I'm just taking the enemy sword. Yeah, logical. Alright. Damn. Look at this view. Wonderful low poly. Yeah, the weird thing about Quest 3 optimization is that some textures look really cool and detailed. Like this. And some look like this. But if the game runs smoothly, I don't mind at all. I have to talk a little bit about the shortcomings of Blade and Sorcery Nomad Crystal Hunt. And Nomad in general, really. And one of the shortcomings is a total inability to adjust graphics in any way. As well as controls, but inability to adjust controls is way more traditional. But why did I bring these two separate things together? Oh, a lore tab. Alright. So, why did I bring these particular things together? Because we have to get out of this shit console mentality, of this fucking Sony PlayStation Xbox mentality that if you're playing on a device that is not a PC, you're a dumb piece of shit. And developers don't have to let you adjust anything. So, you know, MetaQuest owners are not stupid, alright? We can adjust our own graphics in a way that our headset won't burst into flames because of that. And we have the ability to adjust controls and, you know, read from the menu how we adjusted them and use them. Like, treat people like people, alright? And Sony and Xbox themselves are getting out of this mentality. It's like a 20-year-old mistake, a very annoying mistake. But for some reason, if something is relatively new, like VR, developers think that they don't have to give you options. And in Blade and Sorcery, it's particularly frustrating. Oh, I have to do a cool thing now. It's particularly frustrating in Blade and Sorcery. Yeah, here we go. Wonderful. Because this game has so much mods to play with, and some of them can really affect FPS and overall performance, you know. So I want just to have an ability to like lower the texture resolution, maybe turn down the max FPS, maybe disable or enable VSync, you know, adjust multi-sampling amount. And I just don't have ability to do that. And sometimes I will just overwhelm my game with mods completely to a point that it becomes borderline unplayable. Oh, I love this section. I believe it's right before the boss fight. And this usually is the place when I stay a while and like vape and just admire the scenery before the most difficult part. So, but let's not drag it. I believe I don't have a lot of battery. So let's go fight a golem. Yes, the boss in this game is a golem. And I love this fight so much. I'm willing to do this like 100 times in a row. It's one of my favorite VR experience. Look how creepy this guy is. You know, despite him being like a height of 2, maybe 2.5 people in VR, he feels fucking gigantic. So, what skills do you have this time? Oh, no. I won't let you do that. Come on. Wonderful. Oh, no. Don't electrocute me. Don't. Shit. My war pick. No. All right. I have to heal myself a little, I feel like. So, this time, he has a particular set of skills that I don't like. I don't like it at all. Alright, let's drink some healing potion. Gulp. Well, like, that's it? No, I want max. Who drank all my potions? Oh my god, I know who did this. I know who did this. And it wasn't me. All right. Yeah, we healed properly. And someone is getting his permission to use my headset revoked for a week. Or maybe for 2. For almost fucking up my boss fight. Alright. Let's... Oh, no. I think I have to have both hands free to climb this fucker. Alright. And then I just do this. Come on. Alright. Second weak point down. Wonderful. I think I'll better climb in advance. So you see these blue crystals that are shining? They destroy the protective layer on his weak... How? How did this attack go through the wall? Alright, none of my business. I just keep on climbing, keep on climbing. Oh shit. Yeah, this fight is tough. Alright. Oh, no, this won't do. Sadly, this won't do at all. Have to get closer. Alright. And it staggers him for a while as well, so I can jump right on his fucking back. Alright. I'm down to half of my HP, I believe. Let's eat some apples. It's easier to do than drink potions. Alright. We have one more weak spot to de-shield. Oh, no, 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 no! No! Why my kung fu move doesn't work? That's interesting. Let's try to cheese it in the fastest way possible. Strategically, more solid decision would be to wait until he gets to the other side from which he cannot attack me. And then attack his weak points. Fuck, 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 fuck. Yeah, 2 in a row. Wonderful. Wonderful, fantastic. How many weak spots do we have? Oh, alright. Got your ass. Oh, but he got mine too. Wait a second. Oh, he has another shielded weak point. Okay. We can climb over there and go there and there. Or we can do a stupid thing. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. Or not. No, 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 no. Right. Let's do a smart thing for once. No, 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 no. Ha! Missed me. And after this, he's basically done. Okay. And now we smash his face open. And we get this transmutation crystal that powers him up. And just like that, he falls apart. The golem is down. Oh, I think I deserve a round of applause. Clap for me. Thank you very much. And now we get this thing. This beautiful, slightly opalescent crystal. We get it to the altar on which we are going to choose. What do we upgrade next? And when you see this sequence, you'll get me. You'll get why I say that it's all worth it. So, power maxed out, mind maxed out, fire, 2 of the 3. Yeah, I think I'll go with fire. I like fire pretty much. Alright. Let's hold trigger to acquire. And now the thing is gonna happen that sends shivers down my spine every time I see it. Oh my god. So beautiful. Alright. So, we got ourselves a fire crystal. Look how shiny it is. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, this is wonderful. So, we are back home, and this, I believe, is where the end game's supposed to be. Because this is behind the door that you unlock after you beat boss like 5 times or 6 times, I think. I don't remember the particular number. Yeah, I think it was 5 or 6. But this is actually a trap that kills your character. So, if you're playing this for the first time, don't go there. And now, we're coming back home. Wonderful. Fan-fucking-tastic. See? You see this? This fiery link that is coming from one crystal core to another. So, if I press both triggers while holding this in my hands, they will merge to a one very beefy crystal. And we'll have ourselves some new skills to sink our upgrade crystals into. So we're now at level 3 of fire. So we can charge 2 fire spells separately, just like we did with crystal cores just now, and merge them to combine them. Once the merge is fully charged, we can throw a massive explosive meteor. Wonderful. And we have 3 more skills. Detonation Swarm. Oh, this is dope. This will be so good. This will feel so satisfying. I immediately buy in this one. Inferno Staff. With a fire-imbued staff, press the use button to spray torrents of flames. Watch the recoil. Oh, this is so rad. Oh my god. Detonate 2 fireballs simultaneously to firewall. Oh, I'm now a professional fucking firebender. This is awesome. So, that's the basic idea behind the Blade and Sorcery Nomad Crystal Hunt. This is the Crystal Hunt in a nutshell. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Jester out.